We're on Chullin Perak Tet, Mishnah Aleph, first Mishnah in the 9th chapter of Masechet Chullin. So this Mishnah is going to talk about whether parts of the animal are considered like basar for the purpose of tumat ochlin or tumat nevelot. Tumat ochlin means if you have a piece of meat and in order to become tameh, tumat ochlin, meaning it has the tumah of food, so it can make other food tameh, vis-a-vis truma and kachim. So it has to be the size of a kibetza, size of an egg. Whereas tumat nevela, in order to make other things tameh, as a nevela from parts of a dead body, has to be the size of a kazayit. So let's say you have tumat ochlin, you have flesh that's less than the kazayit of a bear, less than the size of an egg, but other parts of the animal are connected to it, or they're also a part of it. Can they become? Is that enough for the quantity of tuma in order for it to be tameh? So normally he said only basar. So the Mishnah is going to talk about other parts of the animal that are mitztaret. Mitztaret means joins together. So if I have this quantity of flesh and it's not a kibetza, and then I add it, I happen to have a little bit of other stuff. Is that enough to achieve the required quantity for it to be tameh? Says the Mishnah. Or skin, rotev. Rotev is sauce, basically. If you cook meat in sauce and it congeals, then it becomes a solid. The hakipa. Kipa, let's go to the Bartuna for a second. Kipa are spices, tutvalim, spices. Even though they're not food, spices themselves are not food. About the itzdaruf and mistafra, they can be combined with meat. So I have meat and some spices with it, and so the meat and the spices together, that is a kibetza, so that's enough. Then it can become tameh. The ha'elav is a machlok about what it means. Back to the Bartuna. Gid ashira v'tzavar. Some say it's the sinew that connects the neck to the spine. Okay, and others say, or inami. Others say, alal is called the basar sheplatito sakin. When they skin an animal, so it's the stuff the knife missed. Sometimes it spits off some of the flesh, or leaves it on the skin. It's not considered food because it's the flesh that remains on the skin. That's elal. So if you have elal, okay, and you put it together with a piece of meat, that also, we're going to see, is mitztarfin the tameh. Atzamot, bones, gidim, sinews. Remember, sinews are not really food. Karnaim, horns, tilafayim, hooves. So all of those things mitztarfin the tameh tumat ochlin. They can be combined. They can join together with other flesh or parts of the animal in order to be prohibited, in order to be cut to have the quantity of tumat ochlin. Avalot tumat nevelot. But not tumat nevelot, means the animal is killed, not shechted, so then that's called tumat nevelot. And nevela is tameh and kazayit. So if I have enough of flesh or kazayit, that's fine, but I can't use this. So less than a kazayit plus the skin, or less than kazayit plus the spices. That doesn't count, it's not tameh nevela. Kiyotzebo, similarly, hashochet behema tameh al v'nachri. If you slaughter an animal, a Jew slaughters an animal, behema tameh, non-kosher animal. So now the Jew obviously can't eat it, but it's nishchat. It's still shuddering, it's still trembling, meaning it's not dead yet. So, ironically, the guy can't eat it yet, because he can't eat it until it's dead, otherwise it's ever minachai, until it stops shaking, until it's actually dead. But nonetheless, from the point of the Jew, once you do shchita, ironically, I guess, it's now considered ochel. So therefore, mitam'at tumat ochlin, it can't be tamid tumat ochlin, avalot tumat nevela, but it can't have tumat nevela because it's not a nevela until after it's dead. Ad shetamut, until it's dead. Oh, ad sheyatizet rosha, until you shatter its head, i.e., it's really until you kill it, it's totally dead, even though it's still shaking. I don't know why you would do that. Maybe that's how they kill the non-Jews kill the animals that didn't have shchita. So you have this interesting. The Mishnah says an interesting phenomenon where if a Jew chefs a non-Jewish animal, it's considered food for tumat ochlin, but it's not tumat nevela until it's actually dead. Riba letamei tumat ochlin mimash riba letamei tumat nevelot. Okay, and therefore riba, it includes. So there are more things, greater number of things that were included in tumat ochlin than they were tumat nevela, because all of these things that we listed are good for tumat ochlin and not tumat nevela. Rabbi Yehuda says elal amuchunas, gathered up elal. And here the Bartuna says, I said before two possibilities, but here we're specifically talking about Habi basar sheflatatos sakine. So mean you have the flesh that was remained on the skin after you skinned the animal. So let's say you just scraped all that up and brought it all together. If you have a whole kazayit in one place, then chayav alav, then it's a tumat nevela. If you have a kazayit from a nevela, you're chayav. If a person became tamei tumat nevelot, if you talked about it and then if you touched it and went into Beit HaMikdash, that's enough to make it. That's enough to make it a kazayit. The Bartenura says though, we don't pass them like Rabbi Yehuda. We'll stop here. Dedicated learning the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.